Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we are Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology channel.
Yeah, today we're talking about,
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Well, at least a Bigfoot, and that's the picture you're looking at right there with, I think that's a 12-inch ruler, it looks like,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
And that foot is probably at least another 7 or 8 inches beyond that. So that's a pretty big foot. So
Yeah.
let's talk about it. Steve is very passionate about this topic.
Bigfoot, man.
Yeah, here we go.
A 1.4 million year old trail of footprints reveals that a powerful human relative, Bigfoot, I'm calling it a Bigfoot, grew nearly as large as us and may have traveled in all male groups. 8 individuals walked across the wet ground beside an ancient Kenyan lake. Within a short time, sediment buried their footprints and preserved a scene that will remain hidden for roughly 1.4 million years. Would you like to know more?
So I just got to say also, not only is it the length of it extraordinary, but that is a wide toe end of your foot.
The boys could swim, let me tell you.
Yeah, that almost looks like it could be a flipper. So, all right, the tracks offer something bones rarely can. Evidence of several extinct human relatives, not mine probably, moving through the same place at nearly the same moment. Researchers believe the footprints were left by a group of Paranthropus boisai, a powerful jawed hominin that lived alongside early members of the human genus, but ultimately disappeared without leaving descendants.
I'm not buying it. This is Bigfoot, man.
How do they know that?
This is Bigfoot.
Okay.
All 8 individuals appear to have been adults, and most may have been males. Their apparent decision to travel together raises the possibility that Paranthropus boisai had a more complex social life than its fragmentary fossil record has revealed.
How do they know that? How do they know they're all guys? I don't get that.
The weight, the depth. I mean, if all of them are the same depth, that means they pretty much weigh the same, right?
So you telling me that all the women were fit or not fit?
No, a woman would not have as much muscle mass, so the print wouldn't be as deep. If these were all consistently deep, it's all the same gender.
All right. I'm not buying it. So the footprints also overturn a long-standing assumption about the species. Some were made by individuals approaching 1.8 meters or 5 foot 11 inches tall and about 75 kilograms or 165 pounds for us people on this side of the pond. Dimensions comparable to those of many people today.
So these were Bigfoot children, Bigfoot adolescents.
Well, okay. All right. Whatever. Okay. Again, that's not an over large person, right? 5'11", 165 pounds. That's actually pretty thin. 165 for 5'11". That's pretty lean.
So maybe there was a food shortage and they weren't getting fed, or maybe they were eating berries and stuff. This is Bigfoot, Scott.
Okay.
That size was unexpected because Paranthropus boisai has long been reconstructed largely from skulls rather than complete skeletons. Its most recognizable features include a broad face, enormous molars, and powerful chewing muscles, adaptations that once earned it the nickname Nutcracker Man, but I'm calling it Bigfoot.
Okay, far less is known about the animal below the neck. Earlier estimates based on scarce limb bones suggested that Paranthropus boisai was substantially smaller than Homo erectus, another hominin living in East Africa at the time. Homo erectus had more human-like body proportions and may lie directly along the evolutionary path that eventually produced our species.
Yeah, right. We know where our species was produced.
Yeah, I'm not buying that part.
Heavenly Father produced our species.
Yeah.
Okay, the new tracks complicate that comparison. At least some Paranthropus boisai individuals may have rivaled Homo erectus in height and body mass, even though the two species had very different skulls, diets, and evolutionary histories.
Researchers assigned the footprints to Paranthropus boisei using analytical methods of the team introduced in 2024. The approach compares details of foot shape and walking motion preserved in the tracks, allowing scientists to distinguish prints made by different hominin species.
Okay, earlier work in the same region identified footprints from both Paranthropus boisei and Homo erectus on one ancient surface. That discovery provided direct evidence that the two species used the same lakeshore environment and may have encountered one another. And one was probably hunting the other. The newly studied tracks reveal a different kind of scene. Instead of two species crossing the same ground, they appear to record a group of Paranthropus boisei moving together.
That slide looks like a bunch of county workers. One guy working and the rest of them observing. So,
yep.
All right. The absence of obvious juveniles or females is particularly intriguing. Although footprints cannot reveal the exact relationships among their makers, the apparent group of mostly adult males may point to social arrangements involving both competition and cooperation.
Okay. Footprints record only a brief event, and researchers cannot determine whether the individuals regularly traveled together, had gathered temporarily, or were moving independently through the same area over a short period. Even so, the scene expands Paranthropus boisei beyond the familiar image of a heavily built skull in a museum case. It presents the species as a living animal that walked upright like a Bigfoot, navigated a shared landscape, and may have formed organized groups.
The location of the tracks also matters. Scientists have now documented hundreds of hominin footprints at more than 6 sites around East Turkana, suggesting that lake shores repeatedly attracted ancient human relatives for more than 100,000 years.
These environments would have offered water and food, but they may also have brought danger. Large predators and competing hominins could have, no, hominin is an English thing. Hominin could have gathered near the same limited resources, possibly making group travel advantageous.
The footprints survived because a rare sequence of events protected them. Hominins first crossed soft, impressionable sediment near the water. New layers then cover the surface before wind, waves, or other animals could destroy the tracks. Over immense spans of time, the sediment hardened and preserved their shapes.
Understanding that process could help researchers locate additional footprints and reconstruct why hominin species return so often to the lake. Well, to drink, right? To fish.
Fish, swim. Yeah.
Each new surface captures only a few moments, but together they're beginning to form a record of movement, body size, habitat use, and social behavior that fossilized bones alone could never provide.
A growing collection is transforming the ancient shores of the Lake Turkana into something close to a prehistoric record of daily life. Instead of showing only who existed, the footprints reveal where extinct human relatives went, how they moved, and occasionally who walked beside them. I don't know. Seems like a lot of assuming going on here. So, but
all they got is footprints. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. So
when you put all those variables into their algorithm, into their model, that's what it spits out.
Guess so. Probably not a lot of DNA there to examine, right? Hair and skin and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm curious. How does that footprint get covered up? If it's not wind or rain, how does it get covered up with more sediment so that the print is preserved?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And what is that? What is the material of what the shoreline? Is it clay? Did it harden up and then
fossilized? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty weird.
I've heard of footprints in Hawaii in the lava where ancient Hawaiians were navigating and the volcano erupted and they got, the footprints are right there in the lava rock, They got killed instantly.
Yeah, or somebody could have gone out there a couple of years ago with some kind of a foot and just stamped them in the ground. I don't know. I mean, I like to believe it, but just It's kind of like your Sasquatch or your Bigfoot theory. So they're out there. People say they've seen them, but I don't know. That's where my faith ends. I believe in things that I haven't seen, but I don't know if I believe in a Sasquatch.
Well, Bigfoot was on Noah's Ark, so there. Okay. All right.
Okay, thumbs up on that one.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you this
See you
afternoon.
this afternoon. Take care.
No.